From Lagos, the nation's commercial capital, this is the news at 10, live from Channels Television. Reporting tonight, Amarachi Ubani.
Good evening and welcome. Tonight, unidentified herdsmen attacked Bakin Ladi community in Plateau State with 21 people killed. Shell shuts pipeline following oil spill in Ogoniland. How safe is Nigeria's airspace? Our big story tonight gives insight into safety issues in the aviation sector. And ex-Liberian President Charles Taylor is to serve his 50-year jail term in the United Kingdom.
On Business News tonight, World Bank IMF meeting opens in Washington, D.C. The call to end extreme poverty top on the list.
And on Sports News tonight, Nigeria Football Federation grants Kwara United's request to play its remaining league games in Lokoja in neighboring Kogi State.
We begin tonight with violence in Nigeria's north-central region where 21 people have been killed following a clash between suspected cattle thieves and residents of Kukek village in Bakin Ladi local government area of Plateau State. The alleged cattle rustlers were said to have invaded the village early this morning and killed 9 members of a family with the aim of stealing their cattle. This triggered a reprisal by other residents of the village, resulting in the death of 12 of the attackers while the others fled. Although the police is yet to confirm the incident, the State Commissioner for Information and Communications, Mr. Abraham Yuljab, told Channels Television that security operatives have been deployed to the village to restore calm. And as investigation begins into the attack on Nigeria's embassy in Guinea-Bissau, the chairman of the House Committee on Foreign Affairs, Nina Elendu Ukeje, says it is time Nigeria took a critical look at the vulnerability of her missions abroad. The lawmaker added that the committee has for some time now raised concerns over the location of the missions. She said, considering Nigeria's position on the continent and the incessant attacks on her embassies, extra security precautions are needed.
The Nigerian embassy for us is a sitting duck. Now, we can protect the homeland, but our embassies outside of Nigeria represent Nigeria. And we said to them that we needed more funding, more collaboration, so that there is more protection in our missions. So, for example, in Senegal, there was the only one policeman without a gun in front of our embassy. And that was the reason why it was easy for them to overrun our embassy. Furthermore, where the embassies are situated, Senegal is in a market, Guinea-Bissau is in a market, it's not in the diplomatic lane. So it's also very easy. We're also very vulnerable to attacks. But if Nigeria is going to play the role that she plays, especially in Guinea, in Mali, in Senegal, in Liberia, and Sierra Leone, and around the world, then Nigeria has to come back and take a critical look at beefing up the security of our missions.
A lawmaker speaking about the attack on Nigeria's embassy in Guinea-Bissau. We turn our attention now to another major oil spill in the already ravaged Ogoni land. A spill was discovered along the Kira Bunu Road in Tai local government area of Rivers State by Governor Chibika Mechi's convoy. Some of the villagers were seen scooping the substance suspected to be crude oil into various containers. Residents say the suspected crude, which had flowed onto the road like a small river, was first noticed at about noon on Wednesday. It is believed to have gushed out of a burst pipeline owned by Shell Petroleum, the only oil company that still has exploration infrastructure in Ogoniland. Meanwhile, Shell Nigeria says it has shut down its Trans-Niger pipeline owing to reports of leaks, deferring 150,000 barrels per day of crude oil just 10 days after the pipeline was reopened. According to Shell spokesperson, Mr. Precious Okolobo, the latest leaks were reported at Bidere, Nonwatai and Bodo West, all in Ogoniland, adding that Shell shut the line as a precautionary measure and has also mobilized a spill response team. He adds that the cause of the leak is under investigation. The oil giant is blaming the previous shutdown of the TNP on pipeline vandalism by oil thieves. And to avoid occurrences such as the Ogoni spill, there's need for the enforcement of appropriate sanctions on violators of environmental laws to serve as deterrents to others. That's coming from the Supervising Minister of the Environment, Mr. Darius Ishaku, who has urged a strict environmental standard compliance, especially at the state level. The minister's comments were made in Abuja at a forum to devise ways of tackling violations of environmental laws.
Also like to...
Issues of environmental standard regulation and enforcement is what brought these environmental experts together. They are coming to find lasting solutions to them. Many of the officials here are of the opinion that appropriate sanctions must be meted out to offenders to ensure a cleaner and safer environment.
The federal state regulatory dialogue lends itself as a forum to facilitate implementation and operationalization of environmental regulations in Nigeria as part of the collaborative efforts of the federal and state regulatory agencies in the environment sector.
Environmental laws represent the body of rules that guide the proper use of resources for the good of the society, the economy, and the environment, in line with the principles of sustainable development. To create the desired effect, these laws must be enforced. As a corporate responsibility, NESRA has to ensure that the laws are complied with and mechanisms are put in place to monitor the degree of compliance.
But for some others, pesticides, chemicals and other hazardous substances pose a great threat to the health of many. They say sensitization of the public is necessary to check the increasing trend.
We still use majority or all of these chemicals and heptachlor, benzochlor, PCB and so on, and DDT and so on and so forth. We use all these chemicals to preserve the food we eat. That is why you see a lot of us, I'm not going to say a lot of us, we have a lot of higher rate of cancer in this country.
While some level of success seems to have been achieved in ensuring a cleaner environment across the country, the consensus here is a call to build a synergy between the federal and state government in making this success sustainable.
A Muslim faithful hoping to perform the pilgrimage to the Holy Land may now have to be more careful, as con-travel agents have devised a new way of defrauding unsuspecting passengers. Some of their victims are over 500 passengers who had planned to attend this year's Hajj in Mecca but are instead right now stranded at the departure wing of the Murtala Mohammed International Airport in Lagos. One of them narrated her experience to our correspondent, Henry Ogunjimi.
Over 500 intending pilgrims, apparently swindled by different travel agents, have sought refuge in this mosque at the Murtala Mohammed International Airport. Right now, they are at the departure wing of the airport, trying to see if they can still catch a flight for the Hajj operations.
Worried faces with disappointment written all over them. Victims making frantic calls. These passengers are still hoping to travel to perform this year's Hajj, an operation a source says officially ended on the 30th of September and the 9th of October, when the last chartered flights left the Murtala Mohammed International Airport. Wulaimot Adisa, a Lagos-based school teacher, falls amongst these unlucky ones.
He told us his name is Spotlight Concept International, but when he gave us the ID card now, he gave us an ID card of Obinja Hajj and Travel, Hajj and Umrah services. Initially he told us we are going to Hajj on 2nd. Later I postponed it to on the 5th. And later again he changed it to on the 1st. On the 7th, which is on Monday. And we've been here since on Monday, sleeping in the mosque. For him to even show up, to address us, to let us know what is the situation of things on ground.
Okay, how much did you pay for this trip? And when did you discover that you've been swindled?
I paid 700,000 naira to him. We have people that they paid 1.2 million, 1.4 to an agent. Our passport is with him, and without this passport, even if we want to travel somewhere else, we can't go.
Airport authorities say one of the travel agents who was reported to have carried out this same act last year was arrested on Wednesday at the departure hall while trying to board an international flight and has since been handed over to the police for further investigation. An official at the Hajj and Cargo Terminal, who would not like to be named, advised the passengers to return home. In the meantime, the victims have named Al-Hishad International Hajj Services and Spotlight Concept International, also known as Obinja Hajj and Umrah Services, in the case. Perhaps this may go a long way in helping other intending travelers not to fall prey. Henry Ogunjimi, reporting for Channels Television News.